Okay. Okay. My phone is upside down. Let's get this started. My year at VFS. It all started. Okay, wait, first of all, I think I'm gonna take this clock out of the background because it's gonna annoy me. Okay, yeah, let's do this again. My year at VFS. I have like a little pad right here full of stuff that I wrote down just so I don't forget anything. So here we go. So really, it all started back in 2012 when my then boyfriend at the time, we were talking about like film schools because we were all into like filming and like music videos and things like that. But like back in Bermuda, I was a filmmaker. Well, I did it as a hobby. And so we looked online for schools and we saw Vancouver Film School. So in 2012, we actually visited here. We visited the school and we met with one of the advisors. And we spoke to her, and she told us about the school. She told us about everything, and yeah, that was my first time coming to Vancouver. I fell in love with the city. I definitely wanted to come back. He wanted to do the business management course, and I wanted to do the acting course because I missed being in front of the camera. Like that's what I always wanted to do, but I never had the opportunity to do that in Bermuda. So, yeah, in 2012, jump ahead 2 years, 2014, me and him had broken up by then, and my original plan was to come here with him because I was afraid to come here by myself. Like, I did not want to be alone, really, in a different country with nobody I knew here. But I knew that if I just waited for somebody to go with me, I was never gonna go. Like, it took me 2 years, clearly, it took me 2 years to finally build up the courage and apply. Even though I knew I was going to come here by myself, it scared the crap out of me because I've never lived alone, let alone in a different country, you know? So, why am I sweating already? Jeez. So, I applied. I had to do an audition tape. I had to memorize a monologue, and then I had to memorize a scene, I was gonna say a dialogue, a scene, and yeah, and then I had to do a little talent at the end of the video, and I did that. It took me, like, I redid it and redid it and redid it so many freaking times because I thought it was just not good enough. Apparently it was good enough. I think like the next week later, I'm not sure, I think this was before I started vlogging, I got an email from the same advisor I met with. I remember where I was. I was in Eston's dad's house, and I was laying on the carpet, and I checked my email, my phone, and I realized I got an email from my advisor, and she said, unofficially, you've been accepted. Why am I about to start? Why am I tearing up right now? You got accepted. And this is what I did. I teared up. I called my mom. I was just like, yeah, I got accepted to the VFS, the acting program, the 12-month acting program. Like, I didn't have to do the, acting essentials. I got accepted to the 12-month acting program. And I was so freaking happy. This was 2014. To get it, I had to get my student permit, which the process with me was like I had to go to New York City to actually get my biometrics done, where it's like where they do your fingerprints and things like that. I had to travel to New York to get that done so I can get my student permit. But it was a nice little New York trip. I actually vlogged that. I vlogged that trip with my mom. And then I chose the start date of March 2nd. I think it was March 2nd I started officially. So I celebrated my birthday, and then about 2 weeks later, I was off to, oh, those days when I had to travel was a mess. I barely vlogged any of it because I was crying most of the time, and it was a mess. But landed in Vancouver, me and my mom, she came with me with like 5 freaking suitcases because I wanted to bring every piece of clothing that I owned. So I had like 5 suitcases. We stayed in a hotel. I had orientation. The day of orientation, fun fact, I got pooped on by a bird. Yeah. Supposedly it's good luck, but it made me late. I arrived at orientation. The whole auditorium was full of people, and I had to sit in the back because I was late. But yeah, so I had orientation. I actually walked to school. Well, walked to the building with the orientation because I had a new phone. My baby. I had a new phone. So it has Google Maps, which saves my life every single day. And I was able to find the orientation building. We had orientation. I met some of my classmates. It was awkward because I'm a shy person. So it's kind of like, it's weird walking up to a person being like, hey, I'm in your class. What's your name? And stuff like that. And I was just like, it was very, I was basically one of the oldest too. So it's like shyness and awkwardness. And it's just like, yeah, so we just stand here, and this is going to be, I wouldn't say brutally honest, but I'm just going to be honest, pretty much. I said it in a vlog anyway. Like, it was just awkward and shy, and everybody was just like, hey, nice to meet you too, hey. But yeah, that's how it goes, and when we're actors. But, yeah, and then a few days later, well, me and my mom went, like, sightseeing and stuff like that, and then I started school. And I remember we met in the like the highest in 704, which is like the giant room with like where you do performances and stuff. And we met, well, everybody met up in that room. And I remember the first person to talk to me was Alex. He was the first person to talk to me, and I was just like, yay, somebody's talking to me. Like, I didn't have to like approach anybody. Like, literally we were the first 2 people there. So I just sat down, and he's like, so yay, hi, my name's Alex. Hi, my name's Lisa. So Alex, shout out to you for being the first person to talk to me on the first day of school, not including orientation, but the first day of school. So yeah, I had the first day of school. I think I vlogged the second day, where we were in the cafeteria and we were like talking with people, and I was just extra shy trying to vlog in front of people. And this was when I was like, I couldn't vlog in public and stuff like that. I still can't, sort of, in a way, but now I just don't care most of the time. So yeah, we met people. We did like icebreakers where I remember this one icebreaker where we had to stand in a circle with like a ball or something, and we had to go across the room and give the ball to somebody else in a different way. I remember, like, in a sad way, and people started crying, in a happy way, and like a flirtatious way. You just have to give the ball to somebody. It was like a cool icebreaker, and then we had a scene to do where we came up with our own idea, and it was just like, it's nice icebreakers to get to know your classmates. And I remember one specific thing during the scene that I had to do with like a couple of other people. It was like, I was like the rough girl, like tomboyish girl, and I was just like, yeah, pull my finger, like I was doing stupid jokes like that. And that's really the only thing I can remember. Yeah, and there's 14 people in our class, and then they split us up. They wanted to try making our groups smaller, so we were split up into 2 groups, Group A and Group B. I was in Group A, had a Facebook group called the A-listers. It was private, of course. But yeah, we were split up, and for like the first 6 months of the year, we were split up, and then one person left, and then they wanted to put us back together, and then one person came in, but they decided to keep us together. And it was nice because it was just like, we spent a while getting to know these small group of people, but we didn't get to know the other group of people, so it was good that they combined us halfway through. I can look at my notepad to see if I'm saying everything. The first few months of school were like hard for me in a way where it was, I'm here basically on my own in this apartment in a new country, and I was lonely. Like, I was lonely in a sense where I wanted, like my mom would say, go explore, like go do this, go do that, go do this, but it's like, I don't want to do this by myself. Like, I want, like, I would say for the first couple of months they were like classmates. I would call them classmates instead of friends. Like, we weren't that close with each other, and like I did try to like ask them if they wanted to like go to the movies or things like that, but it never worked out. I actually went to a movie by myself. I saw Insurgent by myself. That was like the first time I've ever been to a movie by myself, and I don't know, it was just like, it was lonely. Like, it was lonely. Like I had that feelings of loneliness. Yeah, a few months. Especially when I got sick. When I got sick, it's like the worst thing, because I usually sometimes get sick a lot if I don't take my allergy medicine. And I got really sick, and I was by myself in a country where I didn't know anybody. And it was just like, that's when I really, really got depressed. It was just like, what if I died here and nobody was to know because I live on my own, type of loneliness. And yeah, that was like the first few months of school. Like, I was bored, I didn't have anything to do after class. This was early on in the year, so it's not like we had that much work to do. So I like started watching YouTube videos all the time, and I was watching movies on my laptop. That's when I got Sims 4, because it kept me busy. Like, after a while I was just like, okay, I'm gonna be a homebody. I'm gonna watch YouTube, I'm gonna play my Sims 4 game and just be by myself. Like, I got used to it after a while. And then I stopped asking people if they wanted to do things, because I was just gonna get denied. So yeah, Sims 4 was my friend first few months of school. And yeah. Okay, so enough about the loneliness. One thing when it comes to acting for me that's pretty difficult is to think about your past and bring it into your work. Like, I thought there would be a way where we could find those feelings without having to think about our past situations. Like, one situation is when my father passed away, and like, I feel like using his death as a way to bring up sad emotions out of me was just like, was wrong to me. Like, I didn't like bringing up my past to get those feelings out. I feel like in a way where, like, I understand it to a point to whereas you can use it once to know where you feel that in your body, and then after that you just think of where you felt that in your body, and then that's when you get it out of you, which is what we learned to do. But at first I did not enjoy having to go back into my past to find out where those feelings are. That's one thing I didn't really like about certain things we were like taught and stuff. But I learned to get over that and just use where I felt that in my body instead of remembering details of my past, because I thought that was just disrespectful in a way to think of that and use that as a way to like, oh, I'm in a scene where I have to be very emotional, so I'm going to think about my dad's death. Like, it just seemed disrespectful to me. So I learned how to not use my past as much, but just the feelings that it brought to me, if that makes any sense. It probably doesn't make any sense whatsoever. So one of the first things we did as a class was location shoots, where we were doing them with the film production campus. So like the directors, just the film production campus, we were doing it with them. And that was nice because we got to actually learn a script, shoot it, and then wait for it to come out like you would do for a real movie. And that was really fun. I still have yet to get my videos. I need to contact I need to contact the director so I can get my videos. I have one of them. I do have one of them. Yeah. That was one of the scenes where I had to kiss one of my classmates on the cheek. Before then, I had a thing where I didn't want to kiss anybody that I didn't like, and I knew in acting school you were going to kiss people, but honestly I never had to kiss anybody on the lips until like late into the year, which was a miracle because a lot of people were kissing each other, and it blew my mind to whereas I'd have to kiss somebody that I didn't have feelings for, you know? And yeah, one of my earlier scenes, I had a romantic scene with one of my classmates, but we didn't have to kiss or anything, but we had to be like, we liked each other in the scene, and we were actually the two shyest people in the class, so it was kind of funny that the teacher put us together. But yeah, that was like one of the first type of romantic scenes that I had, like where I had to have romantic feelings for the person. And it was weird because it was just like, I only really like people that I like, so it's weird to act like I like a person, you know? So yeah, so then the location shoot, I had to kiss one of my classmates on the cheek, and he was in the other class, so I barely like knew him at the time. So it was just weird. Like it's thinking back on how I felt before, it was weird. Now that I've kissed like 6 people, 6 people in my class, male and female, it's like, okay, whatever. It's not a big deal. Like it's not a big deal to Lisa. It really isn't. Like, fetus to Lisa, it was not a big deal. Like, just do it. I can't really tell. Whatever. So we did location shoots, we did studio shoots, and I don't have any of that footage here yet. I have pictures. So, you'll see pictures. With the film production campus. The location shoots, they wrote their own script, and the studio shoots, they were given a script to do, and like mix it in to make it their own and stuff like that. I had 2. No, I had 3. There was one where we were in a witch's hut and we were killed by a witch. There was another one where I was on a date and I was in love with my friend who was a girl, so I had to have like romantic feelings for her. This was early on in the year, so it was kind of weird to think that I would have a crush on her, and like the last minute they wanted me to kiss her, but I wasn't comfortable with that at the time, so I only kissed her hand. And then the other one where I was a witch, a Jamaican witch doctor. Horrible, like the most horrible Jamaican accent. At the time I thought I was like the shit. This is gonna be uncensored, by the way. I thought I was the shit. And looking back at the video, I was just like, no, Talisa, work on that, never do that again. And I killed my brother. So yeah, we did studio shoots and location shoots, which I like. So it was great to get out of the school and actually do something with other people that you're not used to, instead of doing like, we had camera class, we had audition class, we had acting class, we had voice class, we had movement class. We had singing class, which counts as voice class. We had accents and dialects. Probably missing something. Yeah, those were all the classes. So it was nice it was nice to be. It was nice to have a collaboration with other people in other programs. Like, it's cool how they do that. They like, a voice acting class too. Location shooting, and I did it on this camera. I helped my classmates out to do it. I did it on this camera, of course. I helped my classmates out to do it. We did promo reel, where we had to do a scene. We did practice to doing it. And promo reel, casting work to do a scene so that agents would watch it. Gave us the practice to doing it. I think I could have done better at it. To do 3 scenes. I know I could have done better at it, but to do a scene, we had to do 3 scenes. Gave us the practice to doing it.